What's up, everybody? This is James Jackson here. I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be breaking down a latest commercial spec project that I was able to do with me and a couple of my fellow filmmaker friends that I'm excited to talk about. Today I'm going to break down sort of the setup, the lighting, as well as go with some of the post work and processes, and basically just sort of give you guys a little bit insight. So hopefully guys, you're enjoying this video. If you do enjoy this content, please make sure to check out all the links below, whether if it's our digital store where you can get LUTs and different looks for different cameras, or checking out our various affiliate links where you can sort of get deals on things to help improve and level up your filmmaking gear with some potential discounts. And in return, we get a little commission come back our way. So the video I'm going to show you guys today is a little commercial spec that I did for Nanlite. This, by the way, video is not sponsored by Nanlite. Nanlite hasn't paid anything for this. I've just been a fan of a lot of their products, and I had one of their Pavobulbs, and I figured this would be a cool idea of trying to do a commercial for. The idea of sensory load sort of came in with regarding my wife, who loves books, she loves reading, and I just see her get emotional as she's reading her books, what if it's something dramatic, what if it's something romantic, and you know, as I was thinking, I was like, well, I wonder if lights were like switching, where you get like moods, where the light would switch with the mood and tone of what she was feeling at that moment. And that's sort of the idea of how this little commercial spec came about. So I hit up my sister, who is also my business partner, to help me finish writing it, and then she also directed. This is actually her directorial debut, and I gotta say, very, very proud of her. The way she was able to, you know, get exactly what she wanted from the talent. She was good. She was good, and I couldn't be happier for her. So once we did that, I hit my buddy Juan up about the project. He read the treatment. He loved it. He was on board, and then slowly but surely the crew came together. And honestly, I just got to give a shout out to first the entire crew of this project, because it wouldn't have been nearly as successful if it wasn't for you guys. Kelly, AD, my buddy John, aka Junkyard, my Dan, Dave, who was our PA. Dan was our gaffer. Charles is my man. He was on First AC. Alex Hamer, and on the video BTS, and my buddy Louie on the photo BTS, and can't forget the lovable Nicola, who thank you so much for being our talent. And I cannot also forget Kristen Gallo, the makeup artist who was able to do the work. Thank you so much for coming in on this passion project. Again, the whole entire team, thank you guys so much. Every one of you guys put in your effort, and I greatly appreciate it. And everybody came in and did the job, but that's the first thing I got to say. One of the things that helped make this project a success was the fact that everybody came to work. You know, we all have been knowing each other for quite some time, some of us longer than others, but no matter what the connection was, everybody knew their role and their position, and we were able to execute. There's been plenty of passion projects I've been along, but if some have been my own, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of them have been my own, but there's others where things have ran way longer than anticipated. And that was not the case. We actually wrapped a few minutes ahead of schedule. So that was the amazing thing about this. So when I came up with the concept for the video, I was very, very particular. I wanted to see the light actually switch in the frame, and I wanted to give the vibe of a single source light. And given the limited resources that we had, this posed a problem, which was the fact that we were going to use the lights. Since we had a Nanlite, I figured we would use the Nanlite Pavobulb tubes. We didn't have a DMX, and since it was Nanlite, we ended up using other Nanlite products. So we had to use Nanlite products, and we ended up using the Nanlink app. So the problems was we had to somehow able to create a dynamic looking scene while at the same time keeping things single source so it doesn't look flat. So, and this was the challenge I sort of posed on myself. In ways I definitely felt like I executed at as a DP. In other ways, I felt like I came up short, if I'm going to be honest. And I'll get to more of that. But that was the goal of the mission. And when I sat down and explained it to my buddy Dan and John, sort of the look, they were on board and they passed on their ideas. And that's the beauty about working with a team, is the fact that, you know, when you're able to communicate and sort of get the vision that you want. There's many ways to solve this problem. One is from a lighting standpoint, the others is a composition standpoint, and also as a lens selection standpoint. So for this project, I used two cinema lenses, and only two lenses. I used the Irix 45 and the Irix 150. And I'm happy that I chose those two. The Irix lenses are just gorgeous, beautiful lenses. I love them. They give a clinic look, but they out of focus is also very vintage in a way. It's a nice little combo, especially with the 150. So all the close-up shots were done with the Irix 150, and then every other shot was done with the Irix 45. And with the focal reducer on the Canon C70, we were able to use the lenses in their full capabilities as being full frame lenses instead of just using a Super 35 crop. And I think that helped, especially with the composition where things were a bit more compressed instead of being super wide like my 15, because I think the 15 would have been a little bit too wide. It was just wide enough that you can get the framing that I want, which was great. And then the 150 was sort of there for those more personal shots, close-up shots to Lyric, and then also some couple close-ups of the book itself as she's reading it. Now, from a composition standpoint, this is where really set design and setup really plays a key role. So one of the things we did was got all these paintings. Like, we went to Ross for a couple of the paintings and to another store, like an arts and crafts store, to get the others. And very, very inexpensive and beautiful paintings. But there was that one painting that was off to the right side that I love, that helped broke up the scene, because when you hit it with certain light, like blue, it really created a nice little pop to that painting, and it helped with the contrast, especially when we had that angle profile of Lyric to help give that sense of depth. It was a great shot in terms of that. And then finally was, of course, the lighting. So with the lighting, we, outside of the actual Pavobulb itself, we used only two other Nanlite tubes, which were the 30X. And what helped was that we used the barn doors that were designed for the 30X, and then we put one of them as our key. That was going to be the key that was aimed specifically at Lyric. And then the other was used to put on the background and just hit the background where we can control that. And of course, again, as I mentioned, the problem was all of these had to be synced up in the same group, because all of these had to hit the same color at the same time. And so because of that, what we did was we basically put flags and diffusions on parts of the Pavobulb tube so we can create shadows and depth on half of the bed, so we can sort of give some little breakup within the scene. And you definitely see that in the beginning before the switch, but this is where sort of some of my mistakes as a DP that, you know, I'm willing to say comes in. And what I should have done is, what I didn't think about was, of course, was certain colors having higher luminance values and more intensities than others, particularly the more red and hot pink colors. That was for the love and for the anger scenes. I should have brought those luminance and set that group to a lower level. But luckily, because of the high dynamic range of the C70, nothing was clipping in that scene. But because of how intense red is, especially compared to the other colors, it's kind of flattened everything out. but I was still able to recover this all in post by doing a couple masks and sort of bringing down certain parts of the scene and maybe increasing other parts of the scene to create that depth and that dimension. All of that helped to sort of create the look of the final product. So really, it's just sort of having the idea in your head, but also just be mindful. And I will definitely say that's one of the things that I learned on this project, was just be a bit more mindful of color intensities and sort of match it up. Other things that I would say I would have done a little bit more with this project was a little bit more just, I wish I had a few more shot selections, maybe got one of the Pavobulb itself, or just different angles, just to sort of break it up, because it is a 30-second scene and some of the stuff feels the same. But overall, I'm very happy with this project, and it's gotten great buzz. Overall, I'm still very satisfied and very happy with this project. And once again, I can't be more grateful for all the help it is. And I will just say one final note. It was actually really, really great just to be a DP. Because, almost every other project, I've sort of worn many hats, mainly director and DP for my own, or I'll be putting in roles for others. It's just nice that when you're on set, all you have to do is be a DP, which was a great thing, and I really enjoyed it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, until next time, take care, everyone.